goodness. Mary Tyler Moore, Lou Grant, Up, Emmy Awards, Rich Man, Poor Man, Roots, The Good Wife. Heard of those? So is this guy. We're talking to Ed Asner next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I have been laughing since before just this like the last 20 minutes with this gentleman. He is hilarious, and we're going to give you a great show today here on AfterBuzz TV Spotlight On. I'm your host, James Lott Jr. And you can follow me everywhere in the universe at James Lott Jr. It's that simple. This gentleman has started all the things I just talked about, plus many more. He's been around for a long time. He is a 7-time Emmy Award winner. Let's see if he can give me one of his Emmys. I can have it. And he also co-starred with my friend Amanda Markowitz in a great film called Love, Meet Hope. It is legend, icon, and my new BFF, Ed Asner.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry the folks couldn't have been here for the buzz time. Now they have to, unfortunately, share AfterBuzz.
Yes, with us.
And you think of buzz as sex. AfterBuzz is somnolence.
Ooh, I like that. I never thought of it that way before.
Yeah.
And I've sat at this table many times.
Yeah. Well, you probably were very horny, which is why it never occurred to you.
I'm a man, right? That's what happens, right?
I don't know.
You know, it's debatable.
We can think about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
I'd like to see some results.
I'll show you pictures of my kids.
All right.
There you go. That proves something, right?
I'll show you my kids if you show me your kids.
I love it. Ed Asner, you are a legend.
I've got 7 grandkids.
You have 7? I just got 3. I got 4 more to go.
I got 7.
Do you like them?
No.
They get on your nerves?
Pains in the ass.
I know. They want something from you, don't they, all the time?
Well, they don't even know I exist.
Yeah, my grandkids call me every once in a blue moon when they feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I'm lucky I come up with a few bucks on their birthdays.
There you go. And they like you then, don't they?
They don't even acknowledge it. So we'll put it in the pile.
Put it in the pile with the other stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now, Ed, you did, like I said, you did star in a movie called Love, Meet Hope. Mm-hmm. And I actually want to throw to a clip of, I interviewed Amanda Markowitz on this show. And of course, I had to bring you up.
I like to do a lot of things for that.
Amanda Markowitz. Oh, that's my girl. Okay, so look up there, Ed, and we're going to play a piece of the clip where she said about you.
Goody.
Oh, we're going to hear about headphones. Shoot. Okay.
What? I don't need it.
You say you want to hear it, but I'll tell you what she said. Okay, so I'm gonna start with that because you worked against Ed Asner. Like, did you know the caliber of who he was?
I did. You know, I really loved growing up watching those shows, Mary Tyler Moore show.
She loved watching you growing up.
Laverne and Shirley, Lucy was my biggest idol. So for me, I did know who he was, and I did know a lot about him. So I didn't just know him from, Elf.
Yes, right.
I knew really what he was capable of and what he's done. So yeah.
And so when you first met him, how was that meeting?
That's a great question. He has a really funny sense of humor, and he's sharp, super sharp. He cracks a lot of jokes. So when I met him, he definitely knew how to relax everybody, and everyone wasn't freaking out that he was on set.
So that's what he said about you. He told me to tell you hi, and she loves you. So that's Amanda Markowitz. And then also, Bradley.
I thought we were going to see something from the movie.
It's from her to you, about you.
I don't want to watch you interviewing people. For God's sake. What a pain.
I know.
Didn't he say that we were going to look at some of the movie?
No.
You cheater.
I know. You were paying attention. So now, Bradley Fowler, who you also worked with, told me to tell you that he appreciated your advice on writing Pagliacci. And Pagliacci. And can you commit to acting in his next project?
Yeah,
I know.
Sure, Bradley.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, anytime, baby.
So do you have to audition anymore, or do people just say, I want you, Ed?
I don't hear them saying, I want you. They kind of slip it under the door.
They do.
And somebody asked me to sign this, I sign it, and then I slip it back out the door. And then I find out that they want me to go, and that's it.
I love that. And how was your experience on Love, Meet Hope?
That was fun. Sure. That was a nice script. Bradley did a good job.
Yeah.
And I think she did a lovely job. And everybody, nobody embarrassed me. That's good.
That's good. You like that? Because I'm sure.
Like I feel now.
Sitting next to me, that's a pretty lady. But it's funny because you're still a very much working actor.
Well, yeah, but it's cheap change. Yeah, it's
compared to your old days.
Yeah, I see this one getting a series and that one getting a series, this one getting a movie, and well, I don't want to be a grump, but I could do it so much better.
I'm sure you could. Come on, you're Ed Asner. Yeah, exactly. Now, when you did Up. That was something.
I sound bitter, don't I?
You do sound a little grumpy, but you're Lou Grant. So
if you had the bills I had to pay,
I'm sure.
My God, I don't see. There's no light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, there's a light, but it's just not the one you want, probably.
Well, it's the burial light.
I feel you're not going anywhere for a long time. You're not going nowhere. When you did Up, it resonated with people so much. I mean, even me. I mean, everybody got teary-eyed and stuff. I mean, did you expect that from an animated film?
No. I got to enjoy it after the third time I saw it. And then I thought how much value there was there. And that's 9 years, and I still haven't heard from Disney.
You did such a good job the first time.
Oh, yeah,
they
don't want to break the mold.
Exactly. Lightning may not strike twice.
Well, I got mold, all right, but it's not in the mix.
That's right. Yeah, but it's funny because you did such a great job, and like you said, it's still people still talk about it today. They still talk about Up today. That's amazing.
I mean, the wonderful wedding of adults and kids. They come up in equal numbers practically.
Wow.
And kids who look at me and somebody says he did with the granddad and I mean it's quite pleasurable.
Yeah, that's a great feeling.
I'm very proud of it.
When people, because now even
Pete Docter was the creator of that movie.
Oh, okay.
And he's a genius. And Bob Peterson helped him.
Okay.
And the two writers, producers, and they knew how to create.
Did they come to you directly and say it, or did you have to audition?
Well, this is a very funny story. If I may take a minute.
Please.
I was thrown in a hopper by my somnolent voiceover agent in the hopper. I don't even remember if he told me.
Yeah.
And then I get the job. I said, I don't know what I did for the audition on the tape. And they said that they had been up in Alameda, and I was doing a reading of an hour-and-a-half one-man show on a survivor of the Holocaust.
Oh, wow.
Who's also starting to go into dementia.
Wow.
I did that reading, and they came from Pixar and saw it, those two guys.
Oh, wow.
And they said, "You're it."
Wow.
But it was from a total tragedy.
Yeah, totally way different. Yes.
I guess they knew, they expected or suspected I could get laughs, but they saw the tragedy that could come with my reading, and that clinched it.
Wow. So it's funny that another piece of your other work actually got you a job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's all kind of connected together. That's really cool. I mean, because we know as a TV audience, we know you can do comedy and drama. I mean, you've done both your whole career.
Well, we made a specialty out of it.
Yes, and you're one of the few actors, I think the only one I can think of, that played the same character, Lou Grant, in a comedy and in a drama.
Yeah, and the only reason you're having me here is because you thought I might free you, having been the captain of the slave ship. Yeah, I understand that. I can understand your reasoning.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
I'm like, Ed, come on, please.
What?
I'm stuck in Inglewood, California. Help me! And I was doing the whole slave thing.
Inglewood?
Down there by the
You
airport.
told me we were going to North Hollywood.
That's where I'm from. Oh my God, and I love it.
Fell asleep.
Yeah, you fell. Wake up! Come on, Ed, wake up. Yes, I was hoping you could help me after 1977, 1978.
What is it? I'm just looking at you.
I know. It's funny. I watched that live.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched it when it was. I mean, that was
You
a
were a
major
little
thing.
kid.
I was like 8 years old.
Before you had the wife.
Yes, exactly.
And the 3 kids.
Yes.
Yeah, 2 kids and three grandkids.
3 grandchildren.
Yeah.
Yes, they weren't even thought of back then.
No.
But you bring up a good
What
point.
were you thinking of back then?
I don't know what I was thinking of back then. playing with my Legos, I guess, and Lincoln Logs.
Is that what you call it?
Set yourself up.
Well, this isn't After Dark. I mean, I need like a cigar first and talk about that stuff, and then we'll talk all about it. But no, I mean, it's just that you bring up a good point that you played somebody who wasn't that good, so to speak, in a film. I mean, on a TV miniseries.
We all have needs.
Yes, yes. I mean, did you win? Because when it came out, it was so huge. I mean, I remember it was a 7-night event. It was huge. I mean, when you were doing it, did you have any hesitation taking the role? First of all?
No, God, no.
So.
The reason, I could call myself a big liberal.
Yes, you're very outspoken. No, I've seen it over the years.
and I thought, well, I gotta offer myself for this show because I'm sure most whites will say, and most whites would have broken legs to get roles in that movie, and they did everything they could, and whites came in droves, and they did beautiful jobs. I was offered the first mate as the first offer.
Okay.
And I said, well, I've done that kind of stuff before.
Yeah.
How about the captain? So they said, okay.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And I hadn't been seen playing a dignified gentleman on TV up until that.
Oh, okay.
And that gave me the chance to be a little eloquent.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Talk a little differently.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Like I do with you.
I wouldn't use the word eloquent, but okay, yeah. Sure.
What?
But that's great. You're like, I'm an actor and I want to do some work and this could be a good thing. So you're like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
And everyone did a great job in that film. I mean, everyone did a great job.
And Fred Silverman is the genius who said, no, every night.
I know.
Every night. And it just grew and grew and grew.
And we all sat there as a family and watched it together and talked about it in school the next day. I remember that completely.
Now, can you imagine why they're making a second one?
I'm trying to be diplomatic. I don't think they should. I think the first one still stands up. Stands the test. You believe the same thing too. It stands the test of time. They're claiming sometimes that, well, the new generation doesn't know that. Like, well, then just put it out there again.
New generation. What?
Right.
Did you let them look at the old generation?
I agree. So I agree with that one. So you're not going to watch the new one, are you?
I don't know. Maybe if I'm in it, I will.
I thought it was like a new Roots. It's interesting. So, but the first one was really. I mean, you did a great job in the film, in the miniseries. And it was
maybe I could be an Israeli slave and make it into from Egyptian times to Southern times.
That'd be a different kind of Roots.
Wouldn't that be a kind of Roots?
Yeah, that'd be a different kind of Roots.
Yeah.
It'd be very different.
But in a way, it kind of pays. It pays to be a slave in a Roots situation. Because look what you become. You're the big shot here. I was the big shot.
Yeah. You're still a big shot. You're still a big shot.
I don't think.
I'm giving you the title, so I don't care about anybody else. I'm giving you the title.
Well, thank you, Your Majesty.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Yes, it's all yours.
I'll be your queen. No, this is the beehive.
This is the bee. This is the bee. Yeah, the bees are here buzzing. So did Roots after you did it? Did it change you at all, or no? Just it was a good acting role.
I kept my slaves. Yeah, I wasn't gonna let those beautiful people go.
Hopefully, you became sharecroppers and you kind of shared the wealth.
Yeah, 40 acres and a mule.
There you go. I'm still waiting for mine. Now, you also did Rich Man Poor Man, which is another big, thing back in the 70s. That was another big one. How was that experience?
Well, that was the same director.
Oh, so same director.
Yeah, I did that the year before.
Yeah.
And we squabbled and fought and tussled, and he's a madman. I think he's dead. I hope not, but I think
we don't know, folks. We don't know. Look that up. We don't know
David
for sure.
Green is his name.
Yeah.
And I was surprised that when it came around to Roots, that he still wanted to use me.
Yeah, well, because you're probably really good. So he's like, I don't care what's going on. He's good.
Oh, yeah.
That you'll deliver.
But I have to tell you, we had a makeup girl.
It's not good. Tell me. It's been a long time now. Statute of limitations. Tell me what's going on.
Well, I don't know. I don't know where they got her, but she was awful. So I just felt self-conscious the whole time.
Oh, really?
The beard that they slapped on me and peeling on the beach at Savannah. Sea Island is where we did the exteriors.
Oh, okay.
In the sand and the heat and the
humidity and everything.
The damn thing looking like Jonas P. Whistlehop.
What? Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's my name. It sounds good to me.
Some schmuck.
Yeah, some schmuck sounds good to me. Well, actually, is there any co-stars of yours that you could talk about now that you didn't really care for?
That I didn't really care
Yeah.
for? No.
Liked everybody? You had a good time?
No, all the co-stars I've been with have been with Mary Tyler Moore. They were all gorgeous.
Yeah.
Lou Grant, they were wonderful. There have been some pains in the asses, but they were guests usually, and we knew there was 5 lines and out, and I didn't have to worry about it.
I met Ted Knight a long time ago when I was a kid once. He was actually really nice.
Yeah, we were very tight friends.
Yeah, you were.
We were very tight, and then he got a little weird.
And weird by fame or by just like?
By fame, and he spoke illy about the cancellation of Lou Grant, and
Oh, really?
I thought that was not a friendly thing to do.
You gotta be kind of diplomatic out there when you're listening to something just happens. You gotta be kind of, right? Be diplomatic, and that happened. Life goes on because you want to still work, right, in Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
But Ted was a very talented guy. I mean, very talented.
Oh, he's
guy.
the funniest man I ever knew. He was really funny, and he made that show.
Yeah, he did. He was good. He was so good. I always thought he was like kind of the anchor, so to speak, of Mary Tyler Moore show. He was so good.
And when I'd go out on, making PR stops in various towns and what, and I'd stop by whatever station was and come in, and they couldn't wait to show me who their Ted was.
Oh, how funny.
They couldn't wait to show. And sometimes when that didn't happen, the Ted would come up and say, I'm the Ted.
I'm the Ted. I like that. So funny. I like that. I've never heard that before. Now, speaking of that, you did win some Emmys from that show. That show won a lot of Emmys. And I'm going to show a clip, a piece of one of your Emmy wins from 1972. I think it's your second time. You look up there.
Oh, as long as it's not from my bris.
Let her run up on stage. I love your suit. I love it.
I ran up here last year. I ran up here this year. This year I ran just as fast as last year.
It's a little low.
I say it means something besides the fact that I'm ageless.
I like that.
It's especially pleasing and prideful for me to be holding this tonight because I was faced with such incredible competition. Rob Reiner, representing youth.
That's pretty funny. Rob
Ted
Reiner
Knight.
from youth.
Representing beauty.
I just want to say that part because you
Now
made a
that we
really
have
funny speech.
two of
Your
these
speech
lovely
was so
creatures in our
funny. As I
household.
meet you now, you're really funny.
Yeah.
So you've won so many Emmys. Did it ever get old winning Emmys? I mean, was it
No,
always?
I always found a reason to relish each one.
Okay.
Like I won the first one, wow.
Well, yeah, of course.
Then I won the second one, and for me, that was reaffirming the first one. And I forget what the third and the rest of them were like.
Yeah.
But and then when I won for A Rich Man and for Roots, that was for drama. So naturally, those became special on their own.
Yeah. And where are your Emmys? I always like to ask that. Just where are they?
They're scattered around the house.
Can I have one? You have seven. You have seven.
Yeah.
You have 7 of them. I just like,
You can have one, Mr. Watch.
Here's the thing. So one people on here is asking a question. Who's on here? They love the ruffled shirt of your thing. Did you
Made me look like a fancy boy, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Do you prefer doing miniseries more than ongoing TV series? That's the question.
No. Miniseries are wonderful for a unique shot in the arm to change character from whatever I'm doing on the series. But series means a steady life.
Yeah. Good paycheck, steady paycheck.
Yeah.
And someone also wanted to ask.
That's what I meant. I don't.
I know.
I don't have to get vulgar.
Not this time. Now, they also want to know, how much of yourself did you bring to Lou Grant?
Well, I always felt that the 7 years of the comedic Lou Grant were primarily based on my two older brothers.
Okay.
One's cunning and the other's was a big blowhard, and I kind of skated between the two of them.
Yeah.
And put the blame on them.
Yeah.
Then when I got into the dramatic Lou Grant, and I was under all kinds of stress to, you got to carry the banner of what you represented back there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And, it was becoming a big struggle trying to bring Lou from a half-hour comedy into an hour drama.
Yeah.
A dramedy, I should say.
Yeah, try dramedy.
So finally I said, screw it. And I sat down and I said, I've got to do these scripts. And I went into myself. So the 5 years of Lou Grant were a lot of me.
So 12 years playing the same character. So when Lou Grant went out there, did you have to mourn him and say goodbye to him?
No, I was too angry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was angry at the network.
Yeah.
I was angry at all the fascists who came out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
And certainly I was angry at columnists, critics who had reviewed me and revered me for a lot of years, who, because of my expression of politics,
Yes.
all of a sudden they flipped.
I remember that.
They flipped on me, and they believe the bullshit.
And here's the thing, that's like today, people turn on a dime, don't they? They love you, and the next minute you say something, they will take you down.
I don't know how many times in traveling, Guy will come up to me and he'll be very friendly and he'll really want to talk and get chummy and all that. He said, I don't agree with your politics, but I certainly, I almost don't let him finish. I say, well, I'd like to really examine what point of departure do you have with me on politics?
Right.
And I don't think they're able to really come up with it. If he says, well, I'm not for gun control, I say, okay, think about it. I'm not for abortion.
Right.
I part with him there. And that's about it.
Right. You're like, give me a healthy debate or discussion about it, and let's talk about it. Because if they're going to bring it up to you and say, I'm not for your politics, but I still want to talk to you, it's like, you're like saying, I kind of like you, but, right? Like, well, then don't talk to me. You can't kind of like me. Like, hello.
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Do you feel today people should be speaking out more, just speaking of in terms of politics and in the entertainment field?
Well, I think the politicians are beginning to lead the way on that, aren't they? Isn't that funny?
Isn't that funny?
Well, I think we've got a Jewish socialist who's doing a good job running on the Democratic side. We've got Donald Trump, who's a comet. I don't know where he's going to land.
Yeah, who knows where he's going to land?
And then we got a second runner who's threatening Donald Trump, named Cruz. Cross is the English translation of Cruz.
Yes.
Yes. He's riding the cross. So it's an outspoken time, and I'm delighted to hear. Of course, it happens almost every day. It happened with Obama, that the young people are what's keeping Bernie Sanders viable.
Yes.
And because I look at young people and I get out of here.
Right.
That's because it's my family.
Yeah.
But
I understand that one. Trust me, I do understand that one.
But to see young people en masse creating this swell, there's hope.
I agree with you on that one completely, because I always get worried about these millennials. And I was like, what are you doing? But they really are coming out. They're seeing they can make a difference.
I hope.
Because it's up to them, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not to us anymore. It's really up to them. You gotta do it. And you also were outspoken, I know, about climate change and all kind of the.
Well, I mean,
global.
what? Who is it? Coburn, who's the physician or the dentist? Was Oklahoma?
Yeah.
He's the one that fought climate change
Yes.
to begin with. I mean, we see it all over. We have predictions. Thousands of scientists have joined in these predictions that if more of this iceberg melts, this city's going to be flooded. And so they're responsible. Well, it's always happened before. Well, tell me when you're speaking from your lung.
Right, exactly, right. And I was looking the other day, I'm like, the LA River. I was looking, I'm like, I remember as a kid,
Yeah,
it was a river.
yeah.
I mean, like literally it's like a strip of
You
water.
grew up here?
Yeah, I'm from LA, born and raised. And I remember when it was a river. And now it's basically barely a strip.
And only in the past couple of years, these freeways
Oh, yes.
have constipation is most presented best with our freeways.
Yes.
And why? Is it because everybody's has come to recognize California is the promised land?
I guess so, right? For many industries, the tech industry, still entertainment industry, they come out here. So I wants to know, have you talked to Valerie Harper in any kind of recent time?
Not in the past month, I don't think.
Okay. Okay.
I have no idea what her status is.
Yeah.
I hope that it's positive. God knows.
She's fighting the odds, isn't she?
She's a great talent.
She's very talented. Oh my God, I love her so much. But she's lasting a long time.
Yeah.
That's really
What do
good.
you mean she's lasting a long time? Well,
Since her diagnosis,
What am I, chopped liver?
Okay, we know you're 200 years old. I get it. I get it. We're talking about her.
Am I overdue, darling?
The light. Go to the light.
Yeah,
Go to the
yeah,
lights. Yeah. People were saying you were always ahead of the curve and refusing to be censored about his views. Someone wrote that. They love that.
Thank you.
Do you remember your role on Arliss? I used to love that show.
Oh, sure.
And how was that? They wanted to
Well,
that.
I knew that I was supposed to present a Vin Scully type.
Yeah.
And that intimidated me, but I did my best.
Yeah. So at roles, I mean, do you come in, we get a role, do you ever get nervous about a role and go, can I really pull this off?
No, not really. Accents intimidate me.
Yeah.
And one of the first accents I did on film
Yes.
was on Untouchables, where I was supposed to be
Untouchables.
What are you doing?
I was like, I'm just playing with myself, sorry.
Well, primp after I'm gone.
Yeah, exactly.
would
I
you?
was like, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
So I was playing a gypsy who was somehow tied in with the mafia, the gypsy group.
Yeah.
And I said, what's a gypsy accent? I don't know what the hell. So they're Hungarian. I'll try a Hungarian accent.
Yeah.
Bad.
It was
news.
bad.
and I got it there, and of course it sounded like a German. And the second day of what the hell was his name? Vince McAveety was the director,
Okay.
and he said, "You can forget the accent." And I thought, well, Jesus,
I worked on it.
I started with it. The first day of filming was, how am I going to drop it now? So I kind of muted it.
There you go.
But and then I realized if I just sounded like Zsa Zsa Gabor, I would have brought it off. Darling.
You could have, right? Exactly. Actually, did you know Zsa Zsa? Did you meet her? Ever meet her? Know her?
No, I never met
Never
her.
met her? Because I mean, you've been around Hollywood a long time, so you haven't ran to her slapping cops or anything. You know, she was famous for that.
No, I thought. What was the film she was gorgeous in? What do you remember? I can't remember.
Yeah, me too. I'm blanking out. I'm actually blanking out.
Green Acres?
That was her sister.
That's Ava.
That was her sister. But Arnold the Pig. That was the audience. That was the audience.
What did he say?
Shouting out. They're supposed to be invisible. They're not here. So they're off camera. It's kind of crazy.
Well, they didn't pay enough.
Exactly. So they could disappear. It's not the Howard Stern show or anything. That was crazy.
But there was one.
Yeah, she was in a movie that she was known for. She was really beautiful.
Really
I can't remember this. Yeah, I can remember.
Darling, and she was wearing a diaphanous outfit.
Yeah.
And she was beautiful in it.
Yeah.
I think it was with George Sanders.
That's sounding a little familiar.
Yeah.
Down there.
I really liked her.
Yeah, she was good. Cloris Leachman. Tell me about her. Yeah, I love Cloris Leachman.
Is she out?
We have her locked up somewhere. I love Cloris. I mean, come on. I'm thinking of booking.
She's my honey.
Yeah,
she's my honey. When we were doing preparing for the Mary Tyler Moore Show, they decided that Mary and I would do the northern states, more or less, in the promos at each station that we came to Chicago and they came there, and we filmed promos for the show for those stations, and it was like 17 at least.
Wow.
And I didn't want to use my glasses, and there was nothing but cue cards, and I couldn't read them.
Can't read them, you know, your glasses.
So I tried to memorize them, each one. But the third station, I gave up, and Mary took over, and she did it all.
Yeah.
I then went down to Atlanta to work with Cloris for the southern tier.
Yeah.
And right off the bat, she said, "Oh, get rid of that. We don't need that stuff. We'll just improvise." And I breezed with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys have this connection, obviously, this professional connection.
Well, that was the other time. Cloris and I got very friendly.
Oh, really? Okay.
As we did on the show. We were both married, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. But how do you think I got those 4 kids?
That's it.
But we really were getting hot with each other.
Wow.
And so she said, well, I'll tell you. She said, you lose 30 pounds.
Oh, my God.
You would do it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, for her, back then, yes. She had a beautiful long blonde hair and everything.
I think I'd do it for her now.
She'd be amazing. She'd be amazing now, wouldn't she? I'm sure she would.
You lose 30 pounds, and we'll get together.
Wow.
I said, okay. So I worked assiduously on losing the 30. I got to 29. I think both of us were relieved.
You're like, okay, never mind. Did she, because she had won an Oscar during that time period on Mary Tyler Moore Show for that show, or she won afterwards?
Well, it was, that was for...
Because she did Last Picture Show and got a supporting actress Oscar.
Last Picture Show, yeah.
So was it during? I was trying to think. Was it during the time?
I think she won it just as we were starting.
Oh, okay. Because I was gonna say, how does she see winning the Oscar? She's the Oscar winner on but she must have got when she just first started already. Okay.
But I thought it was a great picture.
That's a good one. That holds up too. That's another one.
I just saw the other night a very good picture on an autistic kid called Poe.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it's going to get a general release, but I certainly hope it does, because
really well done.
Beautiful picture.
Really well done.
Did you see Room?
Yes. Oh my God, Jacob Tremblay. I mean, that little kid.
Wasn't he wonderful?
Wow, he held his own in every single scene.
And he's a beautiful kid.
Yeah, all the award shows, I'm like, I want to know him.
Yeah,
I want to know him. Like, really seriously.
I would have given him Best Male.
Yeah, he should have won. Yeah, he should have won. And Independent Spirit Away, he should have won. But he was so well. It's funny how you see some child actors who can really pull it off, who have the talent early, like they really get it. And
we just lost one who was very eloquent in that way, Patty Duke.
I love Patty Duke so much. That was one of the few ones recently I was like, oh my God, I'm really heartbroken. Yeah. Talk about from a Patty Duke show and all that. I mean, just like, and also a outspoken, advocate out there for a lot of different rights. And I mean, did you ever work with Patty Duke at all, or you just knew her? Did you ever work with her at all?
No, I didn't work with her, but she succeeded me as president.
Yeah, Screen Actors.
Yeah, and I felt very close to her at that time.
Yeah. How was being president of Screen Actors Guild? I mean, how was that for you that time? A lot of work, a lot of craziness, a lot
of pressure. I was going through divorce. It was tough. I came to coin the phrase for myself that if it weren't for my friends, I'd be in clover, because the friends became as problematical as the enemies. The enemies, you knew they were out there.
You knew they were there. Yeah, you knew them.
But the friends, when they got thwarted on their desires and their needs, became more problematical than the enemies.
That's a tough one, isn't it? Because they're your friends, so it really messes everything up.
But that's politics.
That's politics, isn't it?
That's why they all move so slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the whole SAG-AFTRA thing these days? Now it's together now.
Well, I'm very sorry at Ken Howard's demise.
I know another one. I know,
but I did not was not for the merger. The same thing has occurred as always whenever merger was proposed. We had to get transportability for pension and welfare when we merged the two unions,
right.
and nothing was ever worked out to achieve that, so we didn't merge. They bring about this merger. I don't know. I think New York is always to blame for anything
for that side of things.
Enters the SAG body from an untoward position.
Yes.
And they have not solved that problem yet.
Oh, wow.
I'm not pleased with. No great progress is made on wages and working conditions.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you bring up New York is a good point. New York is a very different kind of acting town than Hollywood, Los Angeles.
Well, they think they own the acting patent.
Oh, because they do theater and stuff like that?
That's right. Which is now populated by film actors.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of things come full circle, right?
Don't that's the truth.
It usually does, right? That's a really good point. Because I always notice that they're very much, it's more prestigious when you're, in New York. Then I'm like, no, we got actors in L.A. who can do all kind of stuff.
I'll never forget the first time I was asked to guest present at the Tonys.
Okay.
And like the first day, I'm walking down with Ty Ganders.
Oh, yeah.
And walking towards us is Bob Fosse.
Oh, Bob Fosse. Oh, yeah.
And Ty knew him. And I says, "Hi, Bob." He says, "What are you guys doing here?"
Ooh, dang. Shade. Wow. I was asked here. I'm like, interesting. That's your Bob Fosse moment.
Yeah.
Big Bob Fosse, come on.
Yeah. Well, I certainly admired what he did with a couple of films.
Yeah.
The one featuring his heart attack, what was that?
All That Jazz?
Yeah.
That was a great film.
I didn't think so.
You didn't like that? You didn't like Roy Scheider? You didn't think he was okay?
I like Roy Scheider, but I didn't like the film.
Yeah, I've never seen that. That's great.
But he did Chicago, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Chicago.
Chicago's a bomb. And I've seen live productions of it in like all different cities. It's such a great show.
Yeah.
And the movie was really good too, actually. I give points to the movie.
Well, I went to see it, I think, in Chicago. I'm not sure where I saw it. Because Jerry Orbach was a friend of mine.
Oh, Jerry Orbach,
I wanted to
great
see
singer
Jerry.
and everything.
Yeah. Oh, God.
He's a really good singer. People don't realize that he's a really good singer. Or was a really good singer.
Beautiful singer.
Yeah. So you saw it with him in it?
Better singer than actor.
Oh, yes? Okay.
Yeah. But constantly appearing on Law and Order, like all of them do with the series.
Yes.
His acting slowly inched forward.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's on there for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, that show's only, but I saw him in other productions, like he was just, I'm like, he can sing. Like, he really is good. I mean, beautiful voice.
Oh.
Beautiful voice.
I used to hear him because we were in Threepenny together.
Oh, okay.
Threepenny Opera. And I was there for 3 years. We became good buddies, and he was at my wedding.
Oh, very good. Okay.
And I was at his wedding, and his first wedding.
His starter marriage.
Yeah.
The starter marriage.
And he was singing Maria in those days.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And nobody ever sounded like Jerry.
Wow. Someone just mentioned his version of Promises.
Yeah.
They mentioned that's good. Yeah, Carolyn, that's a good one. Yeah, he's just so good. So when people, because now you're at this part of your career, people look back on your career. Like I just showed you some clips from stuff. Does that just ever get on your nerves, or you just like, or do you take it all in stride?
When I can see it, then I make my comments.
I want you to work for it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
In the car going home, I'll think about it. But
because you're still working.
No,
like you're still working. You're still here.
I don't see most of what I do. Stuff I've just done, I'll look at.
You look at it. Okay.
To see whether I hit my marks.
Okay. Like are you very critical of yourself? You look at something and go, okay, I could have did my head this way, or do you like look at the
like with Up, I couldn't enjoy Up until at least the third screening because I was too.
Now, what was about Up? Because it's an it's you. Because I know that it's you animated. What were the things?
I'll tell you one of the reasons. The first 2 times I saw it in 3D, and it was too dark.
Oh, it's too dark.
Too dark.
Okay.
And I didn't enjoy it, and it was murky. Second time I saw it was 2D, and it was light, and by then my resistance was beginning to crumble.
Okay.
And I could accept it.
Yeah. And so then third time, you're like, as you said, you were able to see that.
That was the charm.
The third time was the charm. Yeah, and actually, just briefly, because I can't without mentioning this, Mary Tyler Moore, so we did talk about it a little earlier. Any thoughts about Miss MTM?
She's the greatest person I could have ever worked for.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful star.
Yeah.
And generous, giving, and coupled with Grant Tinker, her husband at the time.
They're producing a lot of stuff back then.
And he knew how to, from his austere presence, he knew how to select people. And he selected Jim and Alan to write and produce Mary Tyler Moore. And he couldn't have been more correct.
Wow.
And they really started a dynasty, and
they did.
He should be a lot richer.
Oh, wow. That's real talk right there, isn't it? I know with Mary, because she was like kind of a boss and also star of the show. How did that work out? I mean, it was fine.
She never slapped us.
Yeah.
And I mean, one typical time, it was a show for Christmas, and somebody brought in gifts, and they had dedicated a little Christmas tree for Mary and something bigger and broader for me. And she's looking at it and said, I don't think this would be the right thing to give me. And Jay Sanders is our director, so he said, well, why don't they give it to Lou? And then I don't know what they substituted giving her, but they give me this little Christmas tree, and I look at it like it's a turd. What am I supposed to do with this? Am I supposed to shove it somewhere?
Yeah, don't do that.
And by that little, satisfying her own tastes, she then created comedy for me on the other end.
Oh, got it. It was born out of that.
She was like that. And every lunch she was dancing.
Oh, wow.
And even Gavin MacLeod took up dancing for a little while.
Oh, fun.
But I think he quit after a while.
Well, Mary had the legs. I mean, she had the legs. That was the whole thing.
She had pretty good boobs, too.
Nobody talks about her boobs.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
She was stacked.
I mean, Julie Andrews showed hers in SOB or whatever. We didn't talk about Mary Tyler Moore.
That's true. No, Mary had gorgeous boobs.
What?
And she had an ass to go with it.
Hey, I love it. See, that's the real talk you get here on Spotlight On with James Lott Jr. You get some real talk.
Well, when she was doing the voice, what was it? On that detective show, that was her introduction.
That's right. It was her introduction. They didn't show her face or anything correctly. Yes.
No.
Right.
And then when they were doing the Dick Van Dyke show, one of the creators said, well, maybe it was Danny Thomas. What about the girl with the legs? Let's try her.
Yeah.
And that was the Dick Van Dyke show.
And she wore capri pants in that show. Back then, that was a big deal. She didn't wear a dress. She wore capri pants. That changed everything, didn't it? Well, you go, girl. So that's really cool. Now, the last question I want to ask you, and this is, I just have to ask this.
Moses, I didn't know him.
I know you knew him.
The leader of my people.
Yeah, you knew him. You were around together. Yeah. The question is, do you like Spunk now?
I've always loved spunk. I lied before.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Ed Asner, thank you so much for being here.
You're a lovely host.
Thank you.
I wish you more grandchildren.
Oh my God. Not yet. We'll hold off on that one. So Ed Asner, thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
You guys, that's a Spotlight On with Ed Asner, and you can watch us on YouTube at AfterBuzzTV.com. We're also on iTunes. You can download this episode and listen to us go back and forth if you want to. You can follow me at James Lott Jr. I'll have this on my pages and things, so you can follow us everywhere. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.